Hello everyone, this is Princess here, and in this video we are going to talk about the next LD and burst weapon, which is going to be for Bartz. A Heretics event is also going to be dropping soon, and the synergy characters featured on this banner. So the first one is going to have Bartz's LD and burst, and it also has Bartz's EX and Steiner and Seymour. And the other one will have Penello's Penello's LD coming back, but yeah, her EX is also on this banner, and it also features Cyan and Zell. So let's talk a little more about Bartz's LD and burst and what it does. So Bartz's LD weapon is called the Rune Blade, and this grants him the skill Elemental Attack. So what it does is it drops all enemies' brave to 0 except for broken targets. It raises party brave by max brave, and then he does an 8-hit wind AoE melee brave HP attack. It deals split damage, it has a 200% max brave overflow, and it grants the special effect Lucky Charm for 6 turns. This also changes his HP attack variant into HP attack ++, so it reduces all targets brave to 0, it raises party brave based on his attack, and then he does a 3-hit wind melee brave HP attack, raises party brave based on HP damage dealt, and then reverts back to HP attack after using it. As for Lucky Charm, so it has 2 effects. The first one, for party effects, it raises attack, raises brave damage dealt, and it also raises stolen and gain brave overflow limits. And then for Bartz, it raises his HP damage dealt, raises splash damage, raises brave damage dealt when attacking an enemy's elemental weakness. It raises his own brave by HP damage dealt, but once per turn, and also extends any granted buffs for 2 turns. So going to his LD passives, at 1 out of 3 you have Elemental Attack Power, which raises Elemental Attack's brave damage. At 2 out of 3 you have Lucky Charm Longer ++, so when you're using Elemental Attack, it extends Lucky Charm for 6 turns, so you have it for 12 turns in total. And while Bartz has the Adventurous Heart passive active on him, it changes his Brave Attack variant into Brave Attack ++, where it reduces targets brave, and then he does a 3-hit wind melee brave HP attack. He also raises party brave based on HP damage dealt, and then raises party brave based on attack. And then at 3 out of 3, we have Elemental Attack Charge, which just adds another use to his LD. Each time you limit break this, it will raise his max brave and his attack. So then we have his burst weapon, which is called the Enhancer, and this grants him the skill Quick Spellblade Dual Wield Rapid Fire. I know it got cut off over there. It's an 8-hit wind AoE melee brave HP attack delivered twice. It deals split damage, but it does deal more brave damage on single targets. His burst effect is 8 turns and is party-wide, so at level 1 it raises max brave and attack. At level 2 it raises brave damage dealt and also raises cap damage. And then at level 3 it raises HP damage dealt and also raises brave based on the HP damage dealt. It is once per turn, and keep in mind the burst effect is a cumulative effect, and the level goes up by 1 after a user's turn. Keep in mind it's once per turn, and same character bursts do not stack. Okay, so now going to Bartz's calls. So he will have Missile, and once you use it, so for 3 turns, the caller will have Wind Enchant, and it also lowers all targets' wind resistance by 1 turn, or 1 stage, sorry. When you're using Missile, it raises the brave reduction rate, it has a 120% max brave overflow, and the call effect is extended to 3 turns. Then going to his LD call, so when you call Bartz in to use Elemental Attack, so for 3 turns, he raises the party's attack, raises brave damage dealt, and then raises stolen and gain brave overflow limit. And then when you're using Elemental Attack, it raises the party's brave based on max brave before brave attacks. It now becomes a 6-hit wind AoE melee brave HP attack delivered twice. It raises total brave potency, stolen brave has a 200% max brave overflow, and the call is extended to 3 turns. Okay, so for the Luphenia, you will be fighting 2 Heretic Wild Sharers. They're those giant bear bosses from Sieren's Lost Chapter, so that's going to be fun. They are immune to Elemental Resist Down for some odd reason. They're also immune to Poison Wound and Puncture. So the orb will appear when the fight starts, and then disappears when HP is less than 30. And to keep the orb in check, the orb will go up by 10 if the target takes wind damage. So this is where Bartz fits in, or you could also take Fujin. She recently got her LD, so you could try using her for this. And keep in mind that, hold on, there we go, sorry. Keep in mind they are also weak to melee and ranged attacks, so Bartz and Fujin fit that pretty perfectly. So now I'm going to head over to Opera Omnia JP, and I'm going to showcase Bartz's LD and burst. So I will be right back. Okay, we are back. So here is my Bartz over here. I have his burst. Yeah, I have it at 0 out of 3. I used a book on him, and that was it. And if we go over here, so here's his LD passive on him. And this is what his burst weapon looks like. It does look pretty cool. I like the little swirling wind animation. So right off the bat, you can see the Lucky Charm effect over his head. So we're just going to go straight into the burst phase for this. So here is Elemental Attack. There we go. So now it lasts for 12 turns. Okay, so we're just going to keep going in just until I can show off his burst. Oh yeah, and right over there you could see his Brave Attack. Yeah, his Brave Attack is now changed into HP Attack ++. Or sorry, Brave Attack ++. Just like that. And now we use his dual wield rapid fire. Something like that. So he's got Kryle's Rod, Ferris's Knife, and then Gallo's Sword. And then he gets Lena's Bow. Just like that. So his burst effect is 8 turns, and it is at level 1, but as the turns go by, it will increase to level 3. So that covers up everything for Bartz's LD and Burst. Thank you guys very much for watching. Be sure to like and subscribe. Let me know if you're going to be pulling for him, and if you're going to be pulling for Bartz's LD and Burst, and I will see you all next time.